And make sure my skirt's actually under me because I can't tell. Well, I can't tell a lot of things right now. I'm hot and kind of shut off. But this is what we use to sift through the mess. It's a very fine mesh. It's a very wide surface area. That makes this really simple. We still have to replace the sand every now and again because, you know, when it comes with poop or gets wet, it stays in the sifted area. Stays in the cabin. God, words today. And we're not going to edit out the words issues either because, again, I can't edit, and also as cliched and terrible as this is going to sound, everything that's filmed is so idealized. I really, really want y'all to see the reality of this. The reality of the stuff I have to deal with physically, mentally, emotionally, all that good mess. But we found out that the pool scraper has a fine enough mesh to let the sand through, but it's fine enough that even millet gets caught. So look at that. That's pretty much perfectly sifted sand. I could not ask for better sifted sand than this. The only thing that gets through that isn't sand is like extremely fine dust particles. And like, honestly, what am I going to do about that anyway? But you can see a clear line of demarcation where I've sifted and where I haven't, and hey, so can I. What did y'all knock over? I don't even know what is out there that could make that noise. But it doesn't sound like anything broke, so I'm not super concerned. They just knocked over a loud thing and it startled all parties involved. So like, even as simple as this is, this with a load of sand is heavy. And my arm gets tired. I can't use my left arm for this at all because, well, for one thing, that's my non-dominant side. And for the other thing, that's my nerve damaged side. I can't grip with this hand very well. So while I have full range of motion back and can do most things, I can still only clean the loft with one arm. And it makes for kind of slow going. But you know, once you get into this, it's actually kind of zen. If I can shift my mindset away from this being a chore and more towards it being, you know, like playing in the sand, but it's my job, it's less mentally exhausting. Some of y'all other folks with ADD may know how monotonous chores kind of feel like death. This is our way around this. For one thing, the birds, because they're birds and they're silly, kind of break up the monotony. I'll still start flagging towards the end of this because it is tedious as hell. And nothing can really make it not tedious, especially when I start having pain flare-ups. But usually by the time it gets to be like all that, I'm mostly done and I can focus on we're almost there. It's a lot easier to, at least for me anyway, it's a lot easier to keep working if there's the light at the end of the tunnel. Like if I know that this is going to end at this time and I can stop, and that I'm in control of the speed that I'm doing things, Like that can help me focus less on I'm hurting and more on, oh, almost done, just a little bit more and we'll actually be done and be able to stop. I don't know, I'm kind of fascinated as the Fire Nation has moved in a little bit. For those of you who are not familiar with me, by that I mean fire ants. Because they're invasive flesh-eating bastards. But the Fire Nation and I kind of have an agreement going. As long as they're just after poop and spilled food and they don't bother the birds or their chicks, I pretty much get free pest control out of the deal. Because they're voracious little monsters, but they're voracious little monsters that are very efficient, and they tend to go after whatever is easiest to grab. And for them, what is easiest to grab is poop and spilled food, and whatever other bugs are trying to go after poop and spilled food. So it's basically pesticide-free pest control. Now, it is full-on war when that changes. And it usually, these last several years, it really hasn't changed. So we're okay for now. I don't mind them coming in the house very much because they're kind of easy to dissuade. You just clean up whatever they're coming after. And they usually won't come back because that's wasted effort as far as they're concerned. But, you know, while they're there, whatever other pest bugs you've got, they'll drive off. It benefits both parties. And if I can avoid it, I kind of hate using pesticides. I don't just have, well, birds have really delicate lungs. I have really delicate lungs. And I also have some pet invertebrates that, you know, I don't want to poison keeping out things I didn't invite in. Like, I don't call a lot of attention to them, but I also raise isopods. I raise the hard-shelled roly-polies and the soft-shelled woodlice. And they're basically cleanup crews for the planted vivaria that I want to do. Oh my good Lord, Mia. Did you get you a cookie? Did you get you a cookie? Or are you just trying to surf her? It's really hard to tell when the bath is gone. I've thought about, because of how much physical difficulty I have doing stuff in general. Like, I'm functional, I have most of my range of motion, but it's mostly an energy thing. Like, I will just run slap out of energy and not be able to continue. So I have been thinking about replacing their mats with thicker, firm wire. Something that they could poop through, but also still stand on comfortably. That's not a finished thought yet. I haven't actually planned that out, so we'll see how, if, when that gets implemented. Hi, Luca. Hi, Astrid. Oh, being so patient. I'm gonna pet that dog. I'm gonna pet that dog. Oh, little snot muffin. Oh, snoppy little muffin. Oh my goodness. I haven't even started food thank you yet, and you're still doing the food thing. What a good boy. Peep, I know. But yeah, you've got to take little breaks like that in the middle of a monotonous chore. Or at least I do. I will go straight crazy. Otherwise, I need people to talk to me. I need something other than this to focus on. And, you know, for the most part, birds provide that. They're hilarious. And they're everywhere, and they have no concept of the fact that I'm working and will get right in my way. And while I can understand that being a frustrating distraction for most people, for me it's a beneficial distraction. It's not an, oh crap, my work has been interrupted. It's an, oh, a delightful thing is happening that takes my mind off this monotonous chore. But yeah, this, I don't know as we have enough time to keep filming this, but this part alone takes me about 2 hours to do. And God bless my darling Moirail for being willing to stand in the corner and film this shit, because that has got to be boring as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, you observe and help, so you're also welcome to add things. You don't have to just kind of be a quiet prop unless that's what you want to do.
If I have anything to say, I'll say it.
Okay. It's weird to feel like I'm just talking to myself, but I guess that's better than the idea of there being people watching me clean my loft. It's weird. Brains are weird. My brain's gotta be weird. I would hate for somebody to film me like doing laundry or dishes or something, but this I don't mind so much. I kind of forget that you can see me because the focus is more on what I'm doing than actually me. And the camera being on actual me feels, kind of incidental. Like, well, nobody's going to be able to tell what I'm doing if they can't see me doing it, yeah. So I don't really have the time for my brain to freak out over, oh God, people can see you. The horror! Which really only gets triggered when I can see me. So as long as I don't watch the video afterwards, I'm pretty well good. Because let me tell you, that, oh God, people are seeing this panic is real when I'm watching these. So generally speaking, I just don't. I let people comment on them and just enjoy the commentary because that's another reminder of, oh, that's what people are focused on. And it's not the terrible big deal that my asshole brain is making it out to be. Well, look how fucking efficient this is. My God, I could have kicked myself for not realizing that these came with a flat-bladed pump. What the fuck? I could have been doing this literally last year. And this whole time I've been doing it with with the little sand scoops that you clean reptile cages out with. Like if you have a desert terrarium, it's basically just like a very fine meshed kitty litter sifter. And it wasn't fine enough to stop things like whole ass millet grains. Hi, Tandy. That Tandy is very confused.
This may be the first cleaning that she's seen firsthand.
Well, no, I've cleaned the floor before, but she hasn't seen me take away the mats.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for the birds, just a lot of space that feels like it's gone because it's not blocking the light anymore.
Yeah. I also think she's confused as to why I'm not sitting down.
Yeah, he usually sits down and they like to climb all over him because he's broad and comfortable to stand on. Like, oof. You are just the physical epitome of comfort.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tandy.
His toes don't have treats for you, kiddo.
It's not cheat, she just wants my attention.
Yeah, and that's on me right now. And I'm sorry, Tandy. I assure you, once we're done filming, you'll have all of the attention you want. Because God knows, can't nobody resist petting that tampy. And now that we're sifting out where the water bowl was, you can see where the sand starts to go. Because that's just sand that's been packed down with water they've drank, but it's filthy and nasty and it needs to go away. I don't need to dry it and put it back out here. But that does mean that I need to get replacement sand every now and again to spread back over the top of this. We need to do that soon. It's starting to like thin in the middle.
Okay.
How much time has this taken? Because I lose track of time doing this really quickly.
It's only been 15 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you're really bad at estimating the amount of time it takes you to do this.
I'm bad at estimating time in general because I can't feel it. You know, most people have some sense of the passage of time. I don't. I have absolutely zero sense of it, or at least not an accurate one. If I'm doing something that I'm not enjoying, I mean like more than, I know that's kind of the case for everybody, but like more than most people, time ceases to pass at all and I'm dying the entire time. Like that's a particular ADD thing, is having a piss poor concept of the passage of time. Like I know it dilates and contracts for everybody based on how much they're enjoying the thing that they're doing. That whole time flies when you're having fun is kind of universal. But the intensity of it with ADD is an entirely different beast. Whew. My arm is starting to kill me. And I'm not even a third of the way done yet.